You know that feeling when someone starts Igwijo and your body responds before your brain does? Now imagine Siya Kolisi starting Igwijo and nobody responds.
When he was heralded by the poetry of Kaunda Ntunja, which celebrated his 50th cap in the Rugby World Cup final of 2019, and which has seen his...
Oof, that was painful to watch. Because Igwijo is more than a song. It's a call to arms. When one person starts, the rest of us are compelled to answer. My name is Volo Kanga, and I'm the managing director of a specialist sports creative agency based here in South Africa called 22 Hours. And this is Characters and Campaign. On the 12th of September 2026, the Springboks take on the All Blacks in Baltimore in the United States. And listen, I get it. Commercially, it makes sense. The dollar is stronger, ticket sales are bigger, and SA Rugby is doing what it has to do to grow the brand and make the money that funds the whole thing in the first place. I'm not mad at the business of it. My question is something else. How are we exporting a brand that we haven't fully embedded here at home first? Because Igwijo is not some niche thing. It's a South African ritual. It's a shared language that exists across the country. Struggle songs, celebration songs, songs you hear at gatherings, weddings, funerals, and communities. Wherever you go in South Africa, you can find people that know how to sing it. We see it in football all the time, across all the age groups. We see it in women's rugby. And lately, we've even been seeing it in franchise rugby thanks to the Stormers down in Cape Town. But for the Springboks, which is the biggest team, at least commercially, and the biggest brand, it still feels like they haven't fully adopted it as theirs. And that's why that Siya moment cuts so deep. Because when your captain starts the call, it's meant to be answered. Not for cameras, PR, or like some nice moment, but because it's instinct. And when it isn't answered, it's like this quiet reminder that we're not quite there yet. That South African rugby has made huge progress, sure, but some of the deeper cultural buy-in hasn't caught up in the way that it should. And this is where the marketing point comes in. Trophies win you headlines, sure, but culture lasts forever. And most importantly, gives you something that lives on even when you're not winning. We already have proof that this works. Look at Sister Bettina. That song was a hit years ago, and now it's having its second moment. It's become a cultural phenomenon once more. The moment it plays, the crowd responds like it's a signal. People joke that it's our second national anthem, but there's truth in it. It shows you that when South Africans buy into a shared ritual, it becomes bigger than the match. It becomes identity. And if SA Rugby is serious about building a brand that can travel the world, it needs to build more of that identity here at home first. Not just through wins, but with rituals that make people feel like they belong.
The Igwijo squad, being part of the culture and in what they're trying to do, has kind of made me feel like I belong, in this rugby thing.
So here's my challenge to SA Rugby. Yes, go to Baltimore, go commercialize, go grow the brand. But before you export the Springboks, bring them home properly. We've got schools rugby, unions, sponsors, and broadcasters, the entire ecosystem. Start now. Teach Igwijo. Build it, normalize it, make it something we all know, so it stops feeling like a thing one person does and everybody else just watches. And by the time we play the All Blacks on South African soil, that last home game before you guys travel to Baltimore, let's be ready. I'm talking 90,000 fans at the FNB Stadium, a full stadium that knows the words, that knows the rhythm, and more importantly, understands the moment. A full stadium that answers the call so loud that the All Blacks feel it in their bones. And that when the Boks go to the USA, even in Baltimore, even in a foreign stadium, that what reverberates isn't just a brand trying to go global. It's the sound of South Africa. Not a logo, not a slogan, but a country answering its captain's call. Because no one should ever have to sing Igwijo in the tunnel alone ever again. Not when the songs are meant for all of us as South Africans.